Hello, I hope you're well. Welcome to the Yorkshire Rugby Union show. Thanks so much for being with us as we highlight the good works and stories from our wonderful game within our great county. And we start with a story that reminds us that, believe it or not, winning and losing on a Saturday afternoon isn't the be-all and end-all in life. It also is a story that highlights how rugby builds the strength of character to help you take on and defeat any challenge that life throws at you, and how the rugby family can unite behind you to help you through times of personal crisis. 18-year-old Sam Jones had his whole life and rugby career ahead of him when he joined the newly formed Doncaster Knights Academy last summer. But just weeks later, he was hit with some devastating news as he was diagnosed with cancer, Hodgkin's lymphoma. Well, after months of draining and intensive treatment, I'm delighted to say that Sam has now received the all clear and has successfully battled through the disease. It's meant he can continue his playing career and was recently part of the Doncaster Knights Academy side that won the British University's Northern Cup final. And Sam has been sharing his story with us.
I remember my mum was watching a sevens tournament and I made a break and mum was like, "Oh, how come we didn't score it?" And I was like, she thought, "Oh, how come we didn't go the whole way?" She gave me a bit of stick for it and I said, "Oh, you alright?" And I was like, "Yeah." And then a few people at my school at Mount St Mary's, they had not Hodgkin's lymphoma, they had glandular fever. So I thought, I had some lumps on my neck, so I thought, I've got glandular fever. Went to hospital, got all the checks and stuff, and then had all the tests and then kind of came up with worse circumstances really.
I mean, cancer isn't discriminatory in any sense of the word, but age range sadly, but you don't really expect it for an 18-year-old. So to hear that at 18, what went through your mind?
Well, it's just kind of massive shock really, because you just didn't expect it at all. Because like my nephew, he died from cancer like 2 years ago before I got it. So obviously, like for my family, it's kind of a sensitive time. But it's kind of like I kind of felt bad because like I've been through that massive thing, but then kind of like just getting through it was like good for my family really. So
how did you get through it? What helped you get through it?
Well, with my family, like my girlfriend's support and all that obviously, but also like coming down to rugby and like having something to focus on. And I've always got that thing where it's like I've been at home, because like you could be at home just moping about for like 6 months and not doing anything, but getting back to rugby, getting back into the gym, a bit of normality is just really what I needed really. So
did you have dark times with it, or were you always managing to stay positive? At a point you're thinking, oh, you know, I might never play rugby again? It's more serious than that?
Yeah, it's kind of like the doctors were like quite confident at the start because they said I was like young and fit and all the stuff, and it was kind of like I wasn't really focused on stuff like, so I go surfing as well, so I had a few breaks to go surfing and stuff, and it's kind of just like just keep a bit of normality. And it was more me getting frustrated, not that I've got it, just getting frustrated because I can't play rugby, I can't go to the gym and all do stuff like that. I'm just frustrated. Like the days when I felt rubbish was just like waiting. I remember saying to myself, I was like 5 days of feeling rough, and I can get back to doing what I like doing for a bit, and then we'll get knocked back again. But every time you do that, it's just one treatment off.
How does rugby help you get through it and come through the other side?
Well, just being like around the team and the coaches, like Ants and Tyson especially, and all the lads up at Doncaster, because like get me back involved whenever I want to go down, and just I think that's about the main thing. Just whenever I want to come down and want to like come and try stuff, they're fine with it, and just all stuff like that really.
And does that kind of help you always talk about the rugby fraternity and family? Did you feel it kind of unite around you a bit, whether it was the Knights or anyone else, and that helped you and your family out?
Yeah, definitely. The academy, we talk about it when we're going to play games now, we're a family and stuff, and like it's definitely like that when I was coming back. Like say I came down for like one training and stuff, then went off, it was kind of like everyone's like fine with it, because I don't know, like, cause I missed quite a bit when it's meant to be compulsory coming down, so it's quite good about that.
You seem to be obviously more worried about missing the rugby than anything else. But what was it like then to be told you've got the all clear, you're healthy, go on with your life?
Well, just relief really. I was just buzzing just to get down, like especially for all my family and stuff, because it was just like, well, just relief, so I can get back to doing normality and get my fitness up, just get back playing. So
I'm feeling sorry more for your parents. So with your mum here, you kind of go, "Thanks, Mum, I'm healed now, I'm off to the rugby club." Yeah. She's worried about her son, and you're kind of like, "Yeah, I've just got to go and help out the boys down at the rugby club." Thanks for that, Mum.
Yeah.
It must have been tough for all the families. They must be delighted to see you back on the pitch and hopefully scoring those tries in sevens now.
Yeah. Well, hopefully we'll just get around sevens. But I've got 4 brothers and 4 sisters, and like just like having a big family definitely helped with all, because obviously like they were worried and stuff, but they just kept normal through it as much as you can, can't you really? Because instead of everyone being down about it, it's like nothing you can do. You've got it, haven't you? You just got to get on with it and then just try to get better and then just keep going. So.
And how did it feel first game back?
Oh, I was just nervous because I remember missing first tackle and then first carry, just got like double hit on me and got smashed, and I was like, brilliant. And then after that it went alright really. So. I went on from there, I managed to get a couple of tries in the first game, so I was happy with that. So
And yeah, that's good then. You didn't get subbed off after 2 minutes. No, he's gone.
Off,
he's gone.
yeah.
That's it.
Tired.
Yeah. So how quickly have you got back up to speed, or are you still feeling like you're getting there?
I got back up quicker than I thought, because the doctors were saying like, oh, just play 10 minutes, stuff like that. But first game, played a full game, and then I played on Saturday for Doncaster Phoenix and came on after about 10-20 minutes, and then played 60 minutes then, and it's kind of quicker than I thought really. I thought I'd be playing 10 minutes, but I suppose when I was finished, the doctor said I have 3 weeks of doing nothing, or not nothing, just fitness and stuff, so that helped me. And then I had a check-up on the 23rd of December, and then that was my first match, 23rd of December, straight back into it. Not December, sorry, January, 23rd of January, so.
And that's, we talk about how supportive the rugby fraternity is, but it can be quite kind of ruthless in a way, because I think sometimes people are worried about being treated as victims. So actually, is it nice to be in the rugby environment? They were probably still taking the mick out of you.
Yeah.
And they weren't going, oh, he's been ill, only give him 10 minutes. All right, no, he's back in this environment. Yeah. He's going to play the full game.
That's what I wanted. Really. Yeah, just like be normal and just competitive, because like I don't want to like have special treatment. Like I just want to get by doing what I like doing and try to help the team as much as I can when I can. And like I just didn't want any like sympathy for it, because like it's happened. Like get over that, and then back playing now, so it's all normal. So even when I was going through it, all the lads sound like still having a good laugh and like taking mick out of each other and that, like, as you do in that, so it's all right. Well,
we wish you best of luck with everything, and glad it's all going well. As I said early on, it doesn't kind of discriminate against, and sadly you won't be the only other 18-year-old that ever has news of being diagnosed with cancer. What would be your message to anyone, but I suppose another teenager that might be diagnosed?
Just got to keep going, whatever you're doing, like whatever your interests are, because as I said before, you can quite easily just sit around all day and feel sorry for yourself, but it's not going to make you better at the end of the day. So just keep going, whatever you're doing, and just keep trying and get better, and carry on what you're doing after. Like just always have a goal of what you want to do, instead of just like feeling sorry for yourself, because it's not going to make you better, is it? So.
Thank you so much to Sam Jones for sharing his story with us. I'm sure you'd agree, a truly inspirational story for one of the game's future stars. We wish Sam the best of luck in the future, and you can watch an extended interview with him via our YouTube channel right now. We switch now from one of Yorkshire's up and coming young talents to one of the county and country's oldest and most famous clubs, Otley. It's a club that's still continuing to try and find a way to be successful and sustainable in the professional era, and that could mean a move away from its famous Cross Green home, the venue of some of English rugby's most iconic rugby matches. John Newcombe has been along to Otley to find out more.
The referee looks at his whistle, at his watch, and blows the whistle for the end of the match, which sees the Northern Division triumphant, not just a victory, but a victory of conviction. 4 tries to 1, 21 points to 9, and the Northern Division become only the 3rd English regional side in history to down the All Blacks, and they did it in style, and they've given English rugby new heart today in Otley.
Cross Green, seen as some of Northern Rugby's greatest moments. The All Blacks beaten here in 1979 by the North. An Italy versus USA game in the 1991 World Cup, and of course Otley themselves. Some great triumphs over the years, including nearly beating the mighty Harlequins. The ground has played home to Otley since 1921, but the club are now considering their future away from here.
We're at the stage where we've put together a team of people with the necessary expertise to look at possibilities. So these guys are all volunteers. We've got people who understand planning, we've got people who understand construction, we've got people who understand consultancy around the whole piece, and we're really just only looking at potential options. So there's nothing cast in stone. We'll report back in July to the AGM with what we found. First reason was that we've got an asset at Cross Green which is valuable. It's freehold, and it's worth, depending on who's valuing it, between £3.5 and £4 million. So there's that to consider. You have something like that. What do you do with it? How do you get the best out of it? Because rugby's in the position it's in, particularly our rugby club, it's difficult, it's expensive, it takes a lot of money to run it. So there was a view that maybe we could just relocate. And then the final thing would be, I guess our juniors play down the road at the pitches we have down by the garden centre about a mile from here. So to bring everybody under one roof would be useful. We're going to have to make some very sort of difficult decisions based upon what we uncover by the end of this process. And one of the things will be, how would we manage if we were 1, 2, 3 miles away from the centre of the community? At the moment, when we have home games or when we have functions here, people can stroll down from the town, they can get the fish and chips on the way, come and watch the match, have a few pints and stroll home. So that is, yeah, it's a really big consideration.
And what support the crowd here bursting at the seams with officially 9,999 people into this little ground, but I think there look like a few more of those, especially in the trees, cheering the Northern Division on. Yorkshiremen cheering 10 men of Lancashire as well in this side.
Like many traditional rugby clubs, Otley knows it can't survive on past reputations and glories alone, even with somebody like Nigel Melville, their former player, in charge of professional rugby at the RFU. They know that they need to run the club as a sustainable business, whether that means leaving here or not.
We've invested the best part of £100,000 into the clubhouse and the infrastructure of the clubhouse, and we spent about £5,000 or £6,000 on the pitch last season, and the pitch is still one of the best in Yorkshire, if not in the country. The reason behind why we did this, people have said, you know, why would you refurbish the place if you're considering moving? There was a very strong business reason for that, in so much as that if we're going to learn to run a business, we best learn how to run it here, because if somebody was to give us a brand new facility, open the door, they're the keys, off you go, and we can't make it work, then there's no point doing that. So we envisage any move from here taking between 3 to 5 years because of the procedures that are in place with the buying and selling of land and the construction. And therefore, we've got some time now with a really nice refurbished clubhouse to prove that we can get people in here for functions and get people down to watch games. I think that's the key. We have to prove we can make a sustainable business before we moved. For me, with my business hat on, and this is the ideas I brought to the AGM 2 years ago, if we were to literally just move to a brand new place because a developer has kindly built us something that's all singing, all dancing, and we still can't organise ourselves properly as a business, and our overheads are more than our income, we'll still close the doors in 2 to 3 years. We'll just close the doors on a brand new facility as opposed to one we've been in for 100 years.
Sure. Professionalism has hit clubs hard in the northern region. Think Orrell, Wakefield, West Hartlepool. 2 decades in, Otley themselves are still working out how best to survive in the open era.
It's really simple. We spend far more than we earn, and we're not alone in that. There's all the clubs in our division and the division above us are in the same sort of challenge. People expect to be paid to play rugby nowadays, and if they're not getting paid in our first team, they'll go to another club where they play in a first team that maybe is a lower level, and they'll be paid either officially or unofficially. So our biggest single overhead, and it always has been, is the cost of the players, the coaches, and running the rugby. The rugby budget is the biggest single overhead we have. And that includes, of course, transportation and equipment and facilities and kit and everything else. Because, again, and right or wrong, I've no problem with it, but guys who come and play here expect to be fully kitted out, free of charge. They expect everything. They expect to be paid, and they do get paid. So we need to either, as a business, sell our facilities for functions, events, non-rugby events as well as rugby events that bring us more income than we have expenditure, or we need somebody to say, we will help you with the payment of your players. And that's the only answer.
Tony Wright trying to find the way through himself, has support from Bond, and he's got another score. Tony Bond, the 2-try hero. Surely that puts the North out of sight.
Otley, one of England's great rugby clubs, and we wish them well in securing a sustainable, healthy future wherever they end up calling home. Still to come on the Yorkshire Rugby Union show, we're going to be finding out about Doncaster Knight's new academy setup and Prince Henry Grammar School's development of young rugby talent. But now it's time for Dizzy Kicks, the challenge everybody wants to have a go at. And this time it's the turn of National League 3 North leaders Huddersfield. The challenge is simple. Put the ball in front of the post on the 22, then spin round quickly 10 times and then hit your conversion and try and get it between the sticks. Simple? Maybe, maybe not. Let's see how they get on.
Elliot Knight, winger, or Fox Beast as everyone else likes to call me.
Good. Francis entre sangles, le Caire.
1, 9, 10, 11, 12,
Go on, you frog.
Can you do that?
Kick it, frog. This should be about
Aye, pro.
Lewis Bradley, fattest open side in league.
When Otley's not here. Come on, Fanny. 10, 11.
Chris Bell. 10.
Seven.
10.
8.
Austin Thompson, second row, Fox Piss 2. That's it,
That's six. Get down. Volley it.
Joel Hinchcliffe, Team Senko.
Fox Piss 3.
Let's get.
How many
Get me a ball.
Get me a ball.
10, 11. 8. We'll stay here.
Callum Thompson, big fat prop.
1. Lower.
That's a lot of
9. One more. Whoa.
Dad, run!
Welcome to Prince Henry's Grammar School in Otley, a school of over 400 years of history and a pedigree for producing great Yorkshire Rugby Union talent. England internationals Danny Kerr and Paul Hill have both been educated here, plus you'll find many current professional players either in Yorkshire with Yorkshire Carnegie, Doncaster Knights, Rotherham Titans, or at Premiership clubs have also studied here. They include the likes of England under-20s, the Walker brothers, Chris and Jack, Lewis Boyce and Max Green, to name just a few. The school's latest rugby star is Marion Ridgway. The 15-year-old captains the girls team here while also playing for local club West Park, and she's just been selected for the England North Junior Rugby programme. So we're here today to meet her and also find out how this school is developing sports stars of the future.
It means a lot. I've always wanted to get at a higher level of rugby after growing up with rugby like in my family and stuff, but yeah, I'm like pushed forward by my dad and stuff, so I'm really happy with it. My brother's also a hooker, so he helps me with the specific hooker skills and stuff, and my dad's always trying to get as much help as he can for me. Yeah.
She likes to say that England's now one up on me, because I used to always say I was Central Yorkshire, which is one up on her, but now she's got England, so I'm just trying to find my way back up again. But yeah, I always say I'll beat her on the pitch, but I don't know. See what happens.
Yeah, do you ever get a chance to obviously in the back garden, passing the ball around and practicing?
I train her with like passing and that, keep her on the toes, just teach her how to do line outs and that for throwing in, because she was meant to be a hooker as well.
Prince Henry's gives me a lot of help with training programs, eating programs, and get me on down at the gym with them, and yeah. There's always clubs like every day after school for all sorts of different sports, and if you want to do a new sport you can always go to ask your teacher, and if there isn't a club at school they'll show you one that you can go to out of school, but they're always trying to push you in direction of sport. We love sport over Henry's.
I taught Marion in under 12, and I remember seeing her on the rugby pitches as a young girl smashing some of the boys, which was great to see, and she's developed massively. She's very, very grounded in the way that she goes about things. She works extremely hard, and we're really, really proud of her at Prince Henry's in terms of the development she's got, and she's got her goals. Fingers crossed she can make it to that full women's England team, and they're doing tremendously well at the moment, and that pathway's there for her. Hopefully she'll be carrying on and following her brother Joe on the ESET programme, and that'll be hopefully her setting her on the path to becoming a professional rugby player.
The next step of me getting closer to England is getting into the under-18s trial next season, but that's going to be really tough because for girls it's under 16, 17 and 18 year olds who'll be going for that trial, so that's going to be really hard next season. And then after that there's one more step and then it's England.
Well, Marion looks well on her way to fulfilling her great rugby potential, and fingers crossed sooner rather than later will become a full England international. But her development is no fluke or exception here at Prince Henry's. The school has a great history and pedigree of producing wonderful sporting talents across a range of sports. We've already mentioned Danny Kerr rugby-wise, but also cyclist Lizzie Armistead was educated here. The school do that by creating great development pathways, and their education programmes allow their pupils to of course focus on their education, but also time, guidance and coaching to develop their sporting talents and fulfil that potential.
Well, the ESET programme at Prince Henry's basically allows students to come and study at our sixth form, but as well as obviously doing their A-level studies, it allows them time within the timetable to be able to train as a professional athlete. So as part of that programme, basically what we allow them is time to do their strength and conditioning programmes, time to look at their nutrition, to mentoring programme, to generally encompass that, as well as being able to study their sixth form subjects. We designed the programme to allow students to be able to study their A-levels during the school day, but also to train in the school day, so that they're not doing their studies or their work at 11, 12 o'clock at night when they come home from their training, because it's very physically demanding, a lot of the sports that these young men and women are taking part in. So they're very tired at the end of the day, and obviously if they've got schoolwork to do then it's not ideal. So by putting the ESET programme in at Prince Henry's, we like to think that gives them that time within the day to get their strength and conditioning or their training done with their coaches from external clubs, to allow them that time during the day so that at night they can get home and get their studies done.
It's designed to be a professional programme, so since we've started, we've straight into, we did hypertrophy muscle training to start with, which is just getting our muscles used to weight training. Then we went into strength training, which was just big reps, and then not big reps, big weight with low reps, and now we're on to cardio based stuff for the pre-season, getting ready for next year. I'm in the ESEP programme, which is for year 12s and 13s, and there's 4 rugby lads currently doing it, and I put a stone and a half on since September, and we're just flying through the rugby. We do 3 gym sessions a week, 1 pre-ab training, which is after a game, and they have a swimming session, and we get diet plans and training plans through our local gym. If you want to get a firing rugby sport, any sport, it's just, I'd recommend it, yeah.
It's satisfying that you know you can do what you want to do, and even if you don't achieve the highest, you can still have an experience of doing that.
And with that then as well, does that kind of, I suppose, help make decisions for you maybe in the future that you'd want to stay at this school and continue your education here?
You could have other options than just playing rugby. You could do all sorts of sporting activities.
And when you're doing your sporting activities, how important is it though that you are still learning, you're still educating as well, that whatever you decide in life, whether you're a famous rugby player or go on and do something else, is that important, the education?
Yeah, that's probably as important, if not more, because obviously if something doesn't work out, then you always have to have that as a backup to do. And I still enjoy going to class and all that sort of stuff.
And we see obviously Danny Kerr's a famous ex-pupil, Paul Hill, a lot of the Yorkshire Carnegie, Doncaster Knights, Rotherham players, professional players came through this school. How inspirational is that to know that actually that can really be achieved from pupils here?
It's quite, you feel that you're in good hands and that it's not sort of a dream to be able to play at a professional level, and that there's people that have experienced that and seen pupils come up to that sort of standard, so it makes you feel a bit better about achieving your dreams.
We install the ethos at Prince Henry's of that hard work and dedication, and trying to keep them grounded to hopefully breed through, so that when they hopefully become national champions, then hopefully that's something that's grounded in Prince Henry's, and they carry that through from here.
Now, Doncaster Knights are celebrating success for their academy after victory in the British University's Northern Cup final in March as they defeated Durham University 21 points to 15. What makes that achievement even more impressive is the fact that this is their first season as a fully formed new academy setup. So we've been along to Castle Park to find out more about it, how you could potentially get involved as a young rugby player and how they're developing future rugby stars.
The local college, Doncaster College and Uni, they're looking to form a centre of sports excellence, and they've chosen rugby union as one of the sports. And so basically the unique chance of working alongside a fully pro team such as the Knights here, I've given basically local lads a chance of full-time rugby alongside their full-time education. And for me, when you're 17, 18 years old and to 22 years old, that's your key years of development. And to have your key years of development doing full-time rugby and full-time nutrition and full-time training and full-time coaching, and obviously that's giving you the best chance to fulfill your potential rugby-wise. So
getting that professional rugby in, well, it seems like a professional rugby every day. So we train Monday, Tuesday, have a game Wednesday, and then play and train on Thursdays and Fridays. It's awesome. It's always what I wanted to do since a younger age. Like I said, it's awesome.
Yeah, it's really good. It's an opportunity not many people can get. It's a big step forward, compared to what I was doing previously. And so being in that professional setup is something that I relish and hope to carry on doing for the next few years.
One of the keys to the Academy's early success is the involvement of the Knights' senior players in the Academy coaching. Wing Tyson Lewis is the Academy's other full-time coach, while many other players, like prop Jack Bergmanis, can often be seen passing on their knowledge to the junior players.
Again, it's something unique that only we can sort of provide here. I think the players enjoy it. By that I mean the Knights players. I think they really like it. I know for a fact my boys enjoy it. They just love it. One, they get a new voice instead of me whinging at them all the time with my Kiwi accent, But no, they enjoy getting someone that they can only usually watch on a Saturday or something. And now all of a sudden he's taking genuine interest in them. I forgot to mention Dougie Flockhart's helping them out with their strength and conditioning. So they're all on programs. So they're basically living the life of a full-time pro rugby player.
I think that helps a lot because you see how they're doing and how well they're doing this season and what they're gaining from their experiences, and you want to be like them. So them coming down and talking to you, it makes you feel like you're one of them and important. You see them playing on a Saturday, you watch them, and then you're like, oh, okay. And then when they've got interest in you, you think, oh, and it boosts your motivation as well.
Yeah, it's beneficial getting to do hooker line-out sessions with Ben Hunter, and then doing in scrums with Richard List or Jack Bergmanis. It's something not many people get to do, and it really brings you on as a player.
But it's not just about the rugby. The Academy setup is also about education, ensuring all of their players continue their studies through courses at Doncaster College.
Well, I'm at uni on Tuesdays and Thursdays in the mornings, and then I get time there to just do my tutorials and then go through lessons, and then I come here in the afternoons and train. But then I get Mondays and Friday mornings off, plenty of time to get my work done. And then obviously education, if you're going for a job or something, if you do stop rugby, you've always got that teamwork and you've got that leadership skills you get from rugby, and then you'll have your educational side to back you up.
Focusing more on the sports science, sports coaching, sports therapy type education wise obviously, and also some of the boys do accounting and economics and business studies, and they've also got me making sure that they're putting as much if not more effort into their studies, because we've all got to have something to fall back on. So that's a real healthy mix to have that, like I said, has not been around for years, and it's a great way not just to keep Doncaster boys at the club, but just for all local talent to come and join in to obviously get your education and to fulfill your potential as a rugby player and grow as a person.
So a trophy already in the bag and Academy players already training and playing in the Knights first team, all in just their first season. So it's a great start for the Academy. So why would any young budding rugby player choose the Knights Academy?
Well, if you want the opportunity to be in the eye of a professional club and be in front of him all the time, then it's a real big chance for you to potentially make it, and gives you you've got a big step in front of other players because you're already in the firing line to get an opportunity potentially.
I think it mostly is coaching, and I think from Ants and Tyson, but it's also that professionalism, the standards that we keep, they're so high. If you look at other unis, what they'd be doing on Mondays and days out, they'd probably just be walking around the park or something like that, or going for a coffee. But we're in and training every day and just improving.
If you love rugby, this is a no-brainer. This is a no-brainer because we look after you. But if you just like rugby and rugby is just a bit of a hobby, then this is not right for you, because, like I said, it's a big commitment. It's easy to say, well, I'm in the academy and I'm doing this and this and I'm doing full-time rugby, but that's a lot easier said than done. And so, the boys, we work them very, very hard. We have a bit of downtime, and but we earn our enjoyment, if that makes sense. And now the boys work hard, and I think all our boys across the board, right from, if I can say, my so-called, because not from my mouth, my so-called average players to my county level players and above, they have all improved, and they're all seeing the benefits of full-time rugby at such a key age, as I said before.
Set. Hit 2, 3, 4. Yes, stay tight. How about high?
Thank you so much for watching our latest show. Please do get in contact with us if you have a great story to tell, success you want to celebrate with us, or you just want to promote the great work going on at your club. Also, if you're interested in getting involved in sponsorship of this programme, then we'd love to hear from you too. All the contact details are on the screen right now. Our next show will be with you at the end of April, so for the time being, take care and enjoy your rugby.